So how do you catch the worm, even if you're not the early bird? The expression, the early bird catches a worm, has been with us since the early 1600s. It used to be the early bird gets the worm, but it means the same thing. He or she who starts early or who gets up early is much more likely to achieve his or her goal than somebody who doesn't. Now, this can apply not only to our lives, but also to our businesses and to the markets that we choose to do business in. Did you know that the first person, the first group that enters a given market tends to quickly get 70% of the market share, and everybody else who enters the market after them ends up kind of fighting over the scraps, fighting over the little worm tidbits instead of the whole big fat juicy worm. Now, this is assuming that our customers and our business and sales dollars are big fat juicy worms or worm tidbits. May or may not be true. But how do you do that? How do you make sure? What if you're not the first in your market? What if you're not the early bird that is the early adopter of technology or something? How do you still get the worm? Is that even possible? And how do you get enough business to keep you fat and happy and achieve your goals, even if you're not an early adopter first? Well, I'm going to say be an early adopter is the best, fastest, and easiest way. And you can be an early adopter by actually creating your own markets, creating your own blue ocean. If you haven't heard the red ocean, blue ocean, purple ocean terminology, it's time to start Googling that and figuring out how you can use that thinking and human nature to build and supersize and grow your business. But so the best way is to create your own market, right? Or to create and carve out your own little piece of a bigger market, a bigger ocean. But that is like a whole day discussion. So instead of talking about that more, let's talk about some other ways that you can achieve your goals, even if you're not the first one there or the early bird. So I say be the early bird, create your own ocean and your own market. And that's the second best way. Otherwise, carve out your unique piece of what works for you. So there's a lot of talk about morning routines and how to be successful. And I kind of laugh at that because I've always been a morning person. I've always been a get up in the morning and do things kind of person. My entire life, I was born a morning person, and I'm blessed at that because it has helped me to achieve so much more than other people. And I think part of it is because if you start out early, it gives you a chance to fail and figure out what doesn't work and learn from that faster than other people. It also gives you a chance to do what you're doing uninterrupted. I used to go into my last corporate America job was across the cities from me. So it was about an hour drive with no traffic. With traffic, it was like 2 or 3 hours. So I learned early on in that job and in that career that if I went in early in the morning, I could miss traffic at least one way going to work. So I'd get up at 3 and I'd be to work by about 4 in the morning or 4:30. And I would get more done in that 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning range in one day, like on a Monday, than most people got done in the entire week of starting at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, just because of all the other people, all the interruptions, all of the, okay, let's be honest, dysfunction that goes on in business life and corporate America and in the world. I was able to manage and control my time in that block. And if you've got 4 hours of uninterrupted time or even 3 hours of uninterrupted time, you can accomplish so much more than anybody else. And I figured that out early on in that, actually in my career, but I applied it to that job and it was really, really powerful. And so you can do that too. You can also be quick to take action. Start early, knowing that you're going to make mistakes and you're going to have failures and you're going to have to learn from them, and learn fast. Take fast action, make mistakes, recover, and learn from those mistakes. Don't procrastinate. Don't put off for months what you can just test and decide now. Start small. Start testing and doing things now that are small. Instead of rolling out an ad campaign to your entire organization and the entire market, roll it out to just a small select group of people and test it and prove that it works before you roll it out in a big way. But set things up so that you can win. Be the early bird by creating your own rules, setting things up so that you are more likely to achieve your goal than not achieve it, I guess. I only want to compare myself to others, not to other people. But when you can, be the early bird, be the first one to that market, be the first one to the party, be the first one to the conference. I don't know about you, but I am always scoping out a conference the day ahead of time, or a new city the day ahead of time, because I want to get my bearings. I want to know my way around. I want to be able and confident in what I'm doing and where I'm going. But I don't take a ton of time to figure that out. I just go and I do it and I move. And that has served me really well. And I think that it can serve you really well too. So how can you win even if you're not the early bird? Make the rules of the game so that you are playing your game and achieving your goals and not comparing yourself to anyone else. So go out and make it an awesome day. Voice is coming back, so maybe in a couple of days I will be back to normal. It is Awesome Monday. Jump into your week with all of your being and see how amazing your life and your week and your business can be. Take care. I will catch y'all tomorrow. Bye.